I'm losing my breath, I want to run. My skin is burning, my body is numb. You said those words, you gave me that look. My voice shakes, I've read this book.
So, first of all, how would you describe your sound? I know when I was doing the EP, there were that many different comparisons. I was struggling a little.
Um, uh, I would say it's just generic angry girl rock. I don't know. I've always struggled with, when people are like, oh, my band is this genre, not this genre. I don't really understand like strict genres. I think because a lot of the music I listen to crosses over so many genres that I don't really, or maybe I've just not got a very good ear for them. But yeah, I would just say it's just generic angry girl rock.
Yeah, that sounds as good a description as any.
Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, the EP came out last week, right?
Yeah, last Friday, a week today.
Yes. It seemed to go down pretty well, right?
I think so. I've had some nice feedback and yeah, had some good streaming numbers, which is apparently what it's all about nowadays. So yeah, I think it's gone down okay.
And is there kind of a specific story through it? Like, I imagine it's more kind of individual tracks than.
Yeah. So there kind of is and isn't. There wasn't meant to be. But my first EP, if you listen to it start to finish, is kind of a journey from me being like early 20s, discovering the world kind of thing and realizing, God, this is an experience. And then this EP, I've not released in order of this way I wrote the songs. But the whole kind of thing is me getting to grips with, okay, life is not always great. How are we gonna work it out? So there kind of is a story, but it's not like linear. It's kind of everywhere, but then so is life, so it's fine.
Yeah, it works. And do you bring session players in for? I imagine at least for live, but do you have people come in and record stuff with you?
So my producer Sean Kennedy plays everything.
Oh, cool.
He's a genius. Like I can't ever thank him enough. And I've worked with him since I was 22, so like 9 years. And I go in and I'll just like hum a little tune, or I'll take my guitar and I'll play something really badly and sing along. And he'll be like, no, that's great. We can make a song out of it. And then he'll just pick up his guitar and he gets me. He gets exactly what I want things to sound like. But I do have a full live band now. Like we are a band, so we're going to start writing together.
Oh, cool.
Kieran, my guitar player, he's an incredible songwriter. So we're going to start maybe the next EP or album, whatever we do, we're going to do together rather than just me. So I'm excited to do that because I've never done any co-writing before.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
And then my next question actually was going to be like, do you think it'd be more? Would you go for more of an album next, or are you? Because I know the whole album thing is that complicated nowadays with streaming and stuff like that. I know a lot of people are just kind of sticking with singles and at a push an EP and stuff, but
yeah. I don't know. I never like to force writing. Like, no, I've never sat down and been like, oh God, I need to write a song because I'm recording next week. It's always, oh, I've written a song. Let's get it recorded. Let's see what it sounds like. So if we start writing together and we come up with like suddenly this huge album of songs that we're like, actually every single one of these is great and it's got our sound, then let's do it. But I'm quite happy to just keep dropping singles every now and then. And I think that way it kind of keeps you relevant as well. If you keep dropping singles where, unless you're like, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, Fleetwood Mac, and you can disappear for 10 years and then go, oh, we're just going to drop an album. And people are like,
yeah.
when you're at my stage, I think you just have to keep as relevant as possible. So singles might be the way forward. And then maybe we'll compile them all onto an album. But we'll see. You never know, do you? You never know what's going to happen in this industry. Like, it's so quick and everything can just change overnight. So I think it's just being reactive and proactive.
Yeah, definitely. I know again it's probably quite hard to gauge, but do you have a kind of general idea of a plan you want for the next kind of 5 years or so? Any goals you want to hit?
I have like realistic goals and then I have like huge goals. I would love to record with Dave Grohl. That's
Awesome.
The pinnacle. But I just want to go out and play as many shows as possible. Now I've got a band and I don't have to just do acoustic shows. I just want to play everywhere, anywhere that'll have me. Just any, like, what I want to do is play all the really dirty, small, gross venues that no one else wants to play.
Yeah.
Because I thrive off it. I love it. I'm like, wow, this is gross. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's that like nothing to lose attitude where I can try new things. I can throw myself on the floor. I can roll about, climb up things. Like, that's what I want to do anywhere. I don't care if it's like central London or like a tiny, tiny village in North Wales. Like, let's go.
Nice. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask about a dream tour. I imagine it'll be whatever Dave Grohl does next, right?
Anything that man touches is gold dust. Yeah, I love him. But I'd just love to go on tour with anyone. Like, I just enjoy playing. I enjoy watching other bands play. I enjoy just the whole atmosphere of a show. And even like the sweatiness of loading in, loading out, everyone hates it. And I'm like, let's go. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, just like anyone. There's obviously loads of bands that I'd love to be like, oh, can I support you? But most of them are not probably even my genre of music. I just love them and would just like to be at the side of the stage like, hello.
Have you got anyone kind of more local scene that you'd want to kind of take on tour with you? Anyone you'd want to? I know it might be a little difficult with you only just transitioning into the band.
There's a really cool band. They're Sheffield based that actually played with me when I did my live session for BBC Introducing.
Oh, cool.
Called Doomsday Outlaw.
Oh yeah.
And they're awesome, and the musicians, like, they are incredible.
Yeah,
and
they are great.
The lead singer's voice, they're very Black Crows, who are like one of my favorite bands of all time. I'd love to go on tour with them. They're like really sound, they're really lovely, and they love what they do. And I think that's really important. Like, I struggle with musicians who are musicians to be like, I'm a musician. Yeah. And they don't enjoy what they're doing on stage. And I think I don't know about you, but I've seen bands and they're not enjoying what they're doing. They're just going through the motions. Whereas sometimes you watch someone on stage and they're so in the moment, you're just like transfixed. And I love that. And those guys are very much like that. They're so good at what they do, but they're good at it because they love it. And I think that's, yes, I'd love to go on tour with them. And I really like their music. So it would be great to just hear it every day.
Yeah, you can definitely, I always think the band will put on a better show if you can tell they're enjoying it, definitely.
Yeah.
And then just as a kind of light one to close on, if you could have written one song from history, any immediately spring to mind?
There's a couple. Welcome to the Black Parade, because go on.
Yeah,
I think it's amazing. Yeah. Frank Turner has a song called Love Iron Song that I just think is one of the greatest pieces of music of like my generation. Or probably something like Gangnam Style, because he must be rolling in it. Yeah. And I always say, I'm like, I need to write one song that nobody really likes, but it's played everywhere.
Exactly.
And then retire to a tiny chateau somewhere and live off
you can write all the music you want to write.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just need to write a banger, like Mr. Brightside. Yeah. I always wonder, like, when they wrote that, did they go, this is it?
Exactly.
This is going to make us money. That I want to do something like that.
That has been I've had quite a few people say happy birthday
Oh yeah,
Quite a lot of people will be like, yeah, we'll do the one, make all the money,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
sort of.
And it'll never go anywhere. It'll
Yeah.
stay there forever. It's a
Uh,
money maker.
Well, that's all I've got. Anyway,
Ah, thank you.
thanks for taking the time out of your morning to sit down and have a chat.
Thank you for having me. I'm going to Butlins now in Skegness.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Holiday, or I know they do some.
I'm
there and stuff.
dancing at their
Oh, cool.
Oktoberfest. Yeah, so I've got my lederhosen ready.
That'd be cool, though.
Be an adventure for sure.
Yeah.
I went to war with